Today we are breaking down everything about Delta Force and what the game will look like when it actually releases in December, because the Steam Next Fest beta was definitely what the game will feel like, but it was really missing out on a lot of things that it will actually look like when the game finally does release. So today we're going to touch on a lot of topics, but don't worry, everything will be bookmarked so you can fast forward at your will. The things I really want to talk about are why I was disappointed with this latest playtest, the PC release date, console release date, cross progression between phone, console, and PC. Will there be wipes like in Tarkov? And what the game looks like in China, because if you don't know, it's actually currently out in China. So there are a lot of microtransactions. I'm going to be showing you a bunch of skins that are already in the Chinese version, so you don't have to stress out too much about them being too silly. I'm also going to show you the battle pass system and how that works. And there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of nuance, and I've done a lot of research, so I'm hoping that I can explain it the best I can to you guys. Like always, if you guys end up enjoying this video, remember to subscribe to the channel. It's free for you guys. It does mean the world to me. But first, let's jump into the trailer that they just dropped announcing when this game was going to release. We're not going to spend too much time on this because it is just a trailer, but it is a super cool trailer. So if you want to check it out, it will be down below in the description. It's about 4 minutes and 30 seconds long. I think it's really cool. They did a really good job with the cinematics of it, and it just feels like a COD trailer. You know, COD trailers are always good. You know, before the battle pass, they always have some sort of cool trailer. This definitely feels like it. But the one thing I would like to point out to you guys is this guy's voice right here.
My father used to be a D-boy, but he didn't make it to the end.
Is that Pedro Pascal or not? Because there's 3 things that they could have done here. They could have A, hired Pedro Pascal, B, got a voice actor that sounds exactly like him, or C, they're using AI, because that's Pedro's voice. Am I taking crazy pills, or is that not his voice? Recently, the open beta for the game that was for Steam Next Fest just closed, and day 1 I started playing and I was pretty disappointed, but it's only because I was part of the closed beta that not a lot of people got to play back in August. And it's the same game, nothing really changed. But then I kind of, used my brain a little bit, and I realized, why would they really work hard on a new week-long open beta playtest when the game's releasing before the end of this year, right? So in my head, it made sense, but I was still very disappointed, and other people and content creators started making videos on them being disappointed about this too, where actually Delta Force did respond on some of these videos. So the response was, thanks for the video. I hope you give you some background on the current Delta Force builds. The current China build is the early access version, so that's why we're going to focus on that later on in the video, which we are optimizing and localizing right now for the global release in Q4 2024. The Steam Next Fest version is indeed much closer to the alpha test, but we wanted to give players who weren't involved in the alpha the chance to try the most localized build available before launch. We appreciate yours and the community's feedback, and we'll continue to improve Delta Force as we approach launch. Lots more content and adjustments based on the feedback and incoming with our PC early access version. So this all made sense to me, not only before reading this, I just put 2 and 2 together, but yeah, why would they work extra hard on a week-long beta when the release date, which we will get to in a second here, is just around the corner? So I'm happy a lot of you guys got to try out this game that weren't able to in August, because I really do think it's special, if you can't tell by all the videos I've already made on it. But I'm just happy that everyone that wanted to try it out finally has been able to at least play it once. We do finally have a date for the PC early access of the game, or they changed the name around. It's now called the PC Global Open Beta. So there's the new name, but it's going to start on December 5th. This is only for PC users. I'm really sorry for all those console people that want to play also, but console is right around the corner. This is going to happen in the first quarter of 2025. So that means anywhere from January 1st 2025 to March 31st, 2025. Now, if you are playing on PC, you will not be able to use a controller until the console version comes out. So again, sorry that for all my console people out there, you are going to have to wait a little bit longer. Now, there's also an Android and iOS version of the game coming out, and that got me thinking about cross progression. Please don't mix that up though with crossplay. That's a very different topic, and we will get to it. What I wanted to know though is, can I take my PC Delta Force account and log in with my Android phone and have the same account and just continue doing things, but now from the comfort of my couch? So I didn't find anywhere that confirmed this until recently. Actually, today I looked up a couple of things, and cross progression is a thing they announced. So yes, as much as in the rest of this video I'll talk about it might be a thing, it might not be, I'm not sure. It is 100% a thing, and I am jacked. This is awesome. You'll be able to play on your PC, then log off, go upstairs, watch some hockey, and do some inventory management, collect items you're crafting in your hideout, or just do some casual runs if you want. Now, the cross-platform of the game will probably be very typical to games like this, but again, there's no confirmation yet. I'm guessing though, PC and console players will be together all in the same matchmaking system, and mobile users will just be totally separate. Another topic we haven't yet got information on, but a lot of people are very passionate about their stance on this, is will this game wipe like Tarkov? Now, there are a lot of people saying it needs to because it's an extract style shooter and all extract style shooters should do it. And they always point to Tarkov and how they wipe to keep the game fresh and to keep players coming back. Then there are other people arguing it doesn't need to wipe at all if made correctly. And yes, it's an extract style game, but this isn't Tarkov. And that right there is a good argument because yes, just because Tarkov does it doesn't mean it's the only blueprint for the game genre. Now, wipes are good to make people feel like they're on square one, just like everyone else is, but I'd argue most people come back to Tarkov for maybe a month, then they leave because they just feel like they're way behind again. I'd also say that more people are playing PvE mode in Tarkov because it doesn't wipe, and they can play at their own pace and feel like all their work is for nothing. That, and there is guaranteed no cheaters, let's be honest there. Something Delta Force does do though is they have different tiers of difficulties on maps, which is something I think will help newer players and make them not feel like they're always playing against the level 1000 gigachads. While yes, some people will gigachad on normal levels just to beat up on those newbies, they aren't gaining anything by doing this, so it'll be a lot less frequent. I think if you can come out with updates and events on a more regular basis than Tarkov could even ever do, I don't see why they would need to wipe really. But there are people that are very passionate about this style game needs to wipe every single time. And if you're one of them, there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to know your argument in the comments down below. I just want to see and hear why you think it needs to wipe. Now let's talk about the Chinese version of the game, which is way more closer to what we're actually going to see as a final product that comes out on December 5th. There's 2 modes for every map that is normal and confidential, just like in the beta, but during the weekend, there's actually a 3rd mode that pops up that's a lot harder apparently, but it's only available from Friday to Sunday. Also on the weekend is a solo only lobby, which I'm hoping they put on the game just normally because I like to play solo, but we'll see how it goes. There's 1 extra map aside from the 3 we have already seen called Backish, I think it's called. It's called Backish. Now here's where I'm still researching, but I think I got a good grasp on how the microtransactions and loot boxes work. And yes, I said that correctly, there are loot boxes in this game. So Mandel bricks aren't like they were in the alpha. They still are something you get from extracting with, but you can also buy them with real life money. When you get the bricks, you also don't get to just open them up all willy-nilly like in the alpha. You actually need another item, which is a key, to open them up. So think of this kind of like a CSGO case. Now, let's just say you don't want to take part in this whole rigmarole of case openings, right? That's understandable. I get you. Or say you opened up one of these Mandel bricks and you got a super rare M14 skin, but you're like, you know what? I fucking don't want this skin at all. Don't worry, because there is an auction house that you can sell for in-game currency that you can then use to buy other skins that you actually do want. So it is kind of cool because there's an auction house for another type of currency. There's two types, one that's real money and one that's in-game money. And this in-game money still does stuff like buys you battle passes, buys you other skins, buys you bundles. So you don't have to worry about, you getting a bunch of mantle bricks and you don't want to buy the key. You can just sell them for this game currency. It's not, I would say, the most perfect system, but it is a good system for if you don't want to take part in it, you can still get something for all these things. Now, this is going to be a touchy subject. I know that loot boxes are super, they could be very predatory and they could just be all around shitty. But thankfully, there's going to be just COD bundles. Think of them as just bundles with the gun skin, your player skin, all that stuff wrapped up into one. You buy them for like 20, 25 bucks and you're out the door. So there are still those types of bundles you can buy. And they'll also have a battle pass, which you can get on top of that. And me, myself, I love battle passes. I've always loved them. They always come with cool cosmetics. And also something I really like about the battle pass is once you do get the final reward, which is I think level 100 here, it still keeps going and unlocking things. Yes, they're not really important things. They just might be like helmet cases or ammo cases or something, but you still get rewards even after you finish that level 100 ultimate goal. So I really like that. Now, I just scratched the surface on how microtransactions work. I'm planning on doing another video where I go really in depth and I go into using the Chinese version of the game and explain everything to you. So if that interests you, make sure you sub, eh? From what I have heard though, the sound design is so much better in the Chinese version. There's way less bots and it just feels like a way better netcode. In the beta, you might have felt like you were getting melted by 3 shots, but you had to shoot someone like 10 times for them to die. Well, that's because of the netcode, and it's from what I hear a lot better in the next version coming out, which is the Chinese version. This game's definitely like an ogre. It has a lot of layers, so I'm gonna keep smashing out videos because I'm really interested in this game. I'm really excited for December 5th. I'm going to be playing nonstop. So the thing I want from you guys though is in the comments down below, I also want you guys to maybe put a question that you've been dying to find out about, something you really want to know, and I'll try to get to the bottom of it for you guys. So until next time, I'll talk to everyone later.